Since the Yankee come to Trinidad, they got all the young girls going mad. Young girls say they treat them nice, make Trinidad like paradise. Drink rum and Coca-Cola, go down Point Cumana, both mother and daughter, looking for the Yankee dollar.
Hi, Guy. It's
Yo.
week 11, halfway point in the CFL for some of these teams. They've played 9 games, most of them. I think 3 teams haven't played 9 games. But it's the halfway mark for a lot of these teams. And what a week to reach that milestone with week 10 putting up quite the spectacle. Quite the spectacle. I think it was, I did a little... Yeah, I did one of those posts that just kind of went by the week by the numbers. Knock knock. I beat the CFL to it. But I put the numbers up that night a little later than I wanted to. But what a fantastic kind of slate of games. There was one game that maybe is a little behind the others, but these games contained everything you expect to see from Canadian football. Long leads, comebacks, a lot of touchdowns, a lot of great plays, hurdles. we got some of that in that week.
Oh, that was fantastic.
We got the white Saquon up here in the CFL. But it was a great slate of games. I can't be complaining too much because we had a fantastic week last week, betting wise. I think we lost. What did we lose? We lost the Hamilton game. That was it.
That was it, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. The rest were all wins.
Oh, I lost the Coxie.
Yeah. Fair. Yes.
Surprising. Apparently, he might have been hurt.
Yeah, he was also on a little bit of the practice, the do not practice list this week. So could be he did look a little slow out there, second half for sure. And they were pivoting to other guys. So maybe part of the reason why they fell so bad. But let's talk chronologically in terms of the week itself. We had the rematch of the Hamilton BC game kick off the week. I'm telling you, man, if there's a Grey Cup match I want to watch right now, it might be it might be Hamilton BC 3. That's what I'm probably, hoping for, because these two teams on paper are very similar in terms of their offense production and their ability to generate short drives and long drives. They have the talent on all fronts. But I did want to just talk about that game from BC's perspective. We talked about it last week when they were on the bye, that it was it should have been BC's spot, and it became BC's spot. Given the short week that Hamilton had and all that. But Hamilton came out to play, and I don't think they fell too flat. They were a little slow. Both teams were very slow, actually, the first half. Very slow. They were kind of like taking it easy. And then it was the second half where they really exploded. That third quarter was, I don't know, I can't even remember. I think it almost hit the over on its own. just that third quarter.
It was looking like an under game. It was like 13-7. It was I guess this is their under game. And then 1 quarter later, it's 28-28, the over cashed.
Yeah.
If you had it.
But you had the classic kind of showdown there. I wanted to put these two teams in perspective to Saskatchewan, because this is the big conversation starter here, and we're going to see a little bit of that preview later today with Hamilton facing Saskatchewan. But on paper, do you see Hamilton and BC's high octane offenses competing with Saskatchewan's offense, or do you think Saskatchewan's offense is still a tad behind what these other two teams have generated?
Well, Saskatchewan's offense is probably a little bit behind, but at the same time, their defense is like 10 times better than Hamilton and BC's defense. Hamilton's defense locally was doing pretty good early in the year. They kind of held down Ottawa that one game. They were making plays. They just, the points were happening. But Hamilton's offense is carrying out. We'll talk about Hamilton later, but there's significant injuries on the defensive side of the ball. And Hamilton took some injuries in that game last week that kind of opened the door for BC to win it. And it still took them to overtime. Hamilton lost a bunch of guys. We needed to sign McLeod for a day so we could complain about the 5-day week, because I mean, these 5-day weeks, they gotta get rid of them. Okay, I mean, there's no need. There's no need for a team to play on a 5-day week. Okay, it's. I know in the NFL they do it, but it's 2 teams out of 32, and they do it once. We have multiple times where you have teams playing on a 5-day week. It's a little bit ridiculous. Just do a bye, or have the Thursday team or the Friday team play the next Thursday. You know what I mean? The team off the bye, or the team who gets at least 6 days. I know you have these doubleheader Saturdays, so it's a little bit. Well, at least you don't have the Sunday the thing now. But,
well, we have an example of that 5-day kind of game this week as well, with Winnipeg and Ottawa. Actually, both teams on short rest, having to travel as well. One coming home and the other having to travel. So here we go again. But speaking about Ottawa, we had quite a collapse here at BMO. I was live attending, watching that game. I was all giddy, 22-1 after the first quarter. I'm thinking, here we go, all right, best bet was 3.5. I went with our buddy Johnny, prop man, from Pieguy.
Prop man, yeah. he bet Ottawa too.
He bet Ottawa too, yeah. And so we kind of kept edging each other during the game. I'm like, what if they could come back a bit? It's fine. We just need 3, right? And then they kept coming back. And then they kept coming back. And then they were in the lead. And then we were trading leads. And it was just like, what the heck's going on? Drew Brown had a perfect passer rating last week. That man, I'm telling you, if he doesn't get hurt, this Ottawa team probably is in second place in the East.
It's possible. Toronto, I was watching, I'm like, oh, great. Is this going to be a runaway game? 22-1, but no, Ottawa responds, keeps it, within reason, chip away, and eventually, take the lead late. And Toronto, Nick Arbuckle late when he needs it.
The last drive interception.
I mean, what's he gonna do? Like, exactly. At least he's trying. He's. I have so many where they don't even throw the shot. You know what I mean? You gotta try, right? So.
That's right.
Maybe he could have dumped it off a couple more times, but I mean, usually that doesn't end well either. So at least he went for the big plays. That if we get it, we're back in this, then we can play our regular offense. But
it's why managing the Rouge is so important in a game, because even though it's a single point that you giving up 2, giving up 1, right? You then have to start playing with math, in your head and going, okay. Now all of a sudden you can run into a scenario where you're 4 points behind at the end instead of getting that field goal, but you offered up the Rouge early game. There you go. Now you can't.
We saw multiple Rouges in the Winnipeg game. Winnipeg was just giving up the Rouge on the kickoff, and they lost by 1. So we saw it kind of come back to bite them there. And then the Friday game, we skipped that a little bit, but Montreal. Looked like they had it in the bag. The defense was controlling the game. Okay, they didn't score too many points. So, but it looked like it was like a Montreal 24-10 win. And what happened? McLeod Bethel Thompson throws one of those interceptions at the worst time. Those cookies. Tyrell Ford runs it back. Edmonton's back in the game. He gets benched. Caleb Evans comes in. He was no better. I mean,
he didn't just get benched. He didn't just get benched. He's on the 6 game IL, buddy. He just got sacked.
He's on the 6 game. I thought he was benched.
No. He's on the 6 game after that game. They put him on the IL today when they signed.
And then who did they sign? They signed somebody. Okay, Dukes. Oh boy,
who was probably starting not this weekend, but the week after. Listen, they need Davis Alexander. This team needs him because I'm looking at the schedule and Montreal could easily drop down to that third place if Ottawa takes advantage of some of these
If
games.
Ottawa gets on a run here, and they're 2 games into one, and they have BC coming up, and when we know that's the team that they have to catch at the moment.
100%. Let's jump into Ottawa, actually. What was the last game? The last game was Calgary-Winnipeg. That one, and we'll talk about Winnipeg now in this game, but what a great start for Winnipeg, and then what a terrible play calling the rest of the game.
They had no business losing this game. Absolutely no business losing
zero. And
the
there was
Argos.
calls. Yeah, go ahead.
The Argos, okay, like they got up to an early lead. It felt a little bit fluky. You know what I mean? That early lead. Now, should they have won? Absolutely, they should have won. They were up 21 points, but it was so early. Like some of these, when you get these big leads super early,
so much
that's
time.
when it's like, right? Yeah. Whereas Winnipeg, it felt like they were dominating. Like it looked like they were going to run Calgary out of the building. They didn't fall asleep. Calgary, they just. I don't know what happened.
They couldn't execute on offense. They couldn't execute on offense. There was a whole call for the rookie offensive coordinator this week. His name's also Jason. Funny enough, that's my name.
But
people
so
didn't know.
Here's the thing. I disagree with calling out the offensive. I think it's the players because. His scripted, the early stuff worked, right?
Yeah.
17 zip. The early stuff worked. So that's the scripted stuff. That's the stuff that they practiced all week. That's the that's 20, the game
23
plan.
Zip. No, it was 17 zip. Yeah.
17 zip. Right. Yeah. But they scored 4 points in the second. I don't think it's him. I'm looking right at Michael O'Shea because no halftime adjustments. The special teams, were horrible. You scored 2 special teams touchdowns last week, and off the kickoff, you're going to take 2 Rouges instead of running it out. Why? Yeah. What? That made no sense. Okay, and then they had some injuries in the secondary. The secondary gave up 300 passing yards. The secondary is being torched. This is now a pattern. That's why I was on the over last week. I said, okay, I think Winnipeg's going to score here because they're going to get torched, I think, by Calgary's offense. And, they played very, very well for about a quarter and a half. And I looked, they were in complete control. And they couldn't score in the second half. Calgary made adjustments. Winnipeg couldn't figure them out. Strebler got stuffed on third down. And that was the game. That was the turning point. When Strebler gets stuffed. I think it was at the 6. That was like one of the first times. Second time was stuffed all season. It didn't look like any sort of creative. It was. It didn't look like he went. First of all, it looked like he went to the right, not behind the left tackle, who's their best lineman.
Yeah, he went the wrong way.
Yeah, and then it wasn't anything fancy. Calgary's got a good D line. Maybe try something a little bit different. But yeah, the singles came back to bite them. Like there's no reason for those singles.
Yeah.
Winnipeg, I had them on pick 'em. I almost bet them. I should have bet them on the spread. I probably would have taken, but I stayed away because I didn't trust them. Yeah, and I don't trust them again this week. Ottawa is going in the other direction. Ottawa has, given Winnipeg trouble the last few years. They've won 2 of the last 3 versus the Bombers. They've covered 3 of the last 5. Now they haven't done as well in Winnipeg, but nobody has. So that's tough. But look at these stats. So they were down 22-1, but Drew Brown had a perfect passer rating. They held DeMonte Coxie in check. They ran the ball 11 times more than the Argos, and they had 94 yards. And they took advantage of Toronto's bad special teams. Ottawa played a great game. It just there were a few, some return stuff early. Grant a couple good returns, and it was the defensive touch. Like I said, it was a little bit fluky. But if we look at the stats, Ottawa did exactly what they needed to do. They shut down Coxie. Drew Brown was great. They ran the ball, and they took advantage of Toronto's special teams mishaps that have been happening. This looks like a team that's figuring it out. And this looks like a team that doesn't quit because 22-1, they look like they were fine out there. You know, Bob Dice has these guys locked in.
They fight for Bob, man. They fight for Bob.
They fight for Bob.
We were calling for this guy's head whole season.
Yeah, we were calling for his head. We were calling, and you know, Ottawa, give them credit. I don't know because you know there's this coaching caps and stuff. Maybe they couldn't really get rid of him, but they held on to him. The players, you know, said no, it's not Bob Dice. It's on us, and now they're starting to play well. And this is not a good matchup for Winnipeg because Winnipeg's passing offense has disappeared without Kenny Lawler. It hasn't been week one. Okay, they torched BC. I don't think BC was ready for the Strevler passing attack. I think it
was a little bit of a surprise.
Might have thrown them off guard. Also, they own BC, so you know that's take it with a grain of salt.
Well, I mean, 2 of their 4 wins, right?
Yeah,
is BC.
This is a bad matchup because Ottawa's strength on defense is definitely the front, and they I think they can stop the run game here. Meanwhile, Winnipeg's weakness on defense is the passing game, and Ottawa has the quarterback who's cooking right now. Yeah. You know, I don't know if he's the best quarterback. Well, you know, and
passer right now, he's pretty clutch.
Yeah, exactly.
But
pure pocket passing, he might be right now. Like Rourke has better mobility. Bo is, you know, more of a gunslinger kind. You know, he's been, Bo, and he's been good with the interceptions. But you know, the Drew Brown's been excellent. He looks healthy. The offensive line is healthy. Finally, Cleon Lang might even be back for this game.
Yes,
that's another piece on the defense that was going to help stop Brady Oliver. If you stop Brady Oliver, you stop Chris Trevor. This team can't throw right now.
There's no one.
And this line is really true.
Yeah, I wanted to say, is this line just sold out Princess Auto? That's where all the influence comes from.
Well, like they've only lost one home game, right? So maybe they're giving it 3.5 for home. But I don't get it. I mean, I get it. Maybe it's the record. Like Winnipeg's what are they? 5-4.
4-4. They're 4-4.
4-4 or 5-4. I think 5-4.
No, they're 4-4.
They beat the Argos 4-4. Oh, okay, so they beat the Argos. They beat BC twice, and they beat somebody else. Edmonton. Yeah, exactly. Nobody impressive. Yeah, give me Ottawa here. Ottawa plus 5. I got a 6 early, but
you got the 6. Yeah, it opened at 6.5.
Yeah, 1 unit plus 5.5. A third of a unit money line, the usual split up there. Plus 200, and then I was looking for a better number on the team total. I haven't bet it yet, but I will be on Ottawa team total over 24 and a half. I don't want to. It was 23 and a half juiced. I don't want to lay 130. Or whatever on the team total. So I'd rather just take the less juice because Ottawa should score on this defense. Terrell Bonds is out.
Easy.
Zavel's going to be back there, and that's
if you're going to be giving up Rouges, right? You take up Rouges. Here's a couple two Rouges, all you need. 2 Rouges, 3 touchdowns. You get your total.
Or a little bit could be a low scoring game, but
52 and a half right now the line. But it could be slow. It could be low. Or it could be Winnipeg's up. Yeah, could be Winnipeg's up 17-0, right? First quarter, and then all of a sudden Ottawa comes back.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, if Ottawa's up early, that's good, obviously. But if Winnipeg's up early, I mean, Ottawa's not going to be, they
don't give up. They don't give up.
No, they're playing tough. We're riding this Bob Dice. I said 3 weeks ago when Ottawa went to the bye, I said this is a nice stretch here. You can get on a run here with this schedule. You had Toronto. Who did they play before that? They had Montreal in like the worst spot. Oh no, sorry, not Montreal. PJ Walker. PJ Walker. And they had, Toronto, right? Now Winnipeg who's kind of stumbling, and then you have 2 games against BC. Edmonton. You know what I mean? Like, and then BC, Edmonton. Edmonton and BC, right? So, these are the teams you got to beat. These are the teams you can beat. You're not going to play Saskatchewan. You're not going to play. Hamilton right now. You're
that
Montreal.
doubleheader against Montreal at the end of the season could very well be for home field in the East.
But this is where Ottawa gets on a run here. Ottawa's got to get a run here, get their confidence, and if they get hot, watch out, because they're going to start, if they, especially when they're never out of it, because again they can stop the run. So Toronto, they ran a little bit, but they didn't run the ball enough, in my opinion. We'll talk about them in a bit, but this is a matchup. Have two teams sitting in the opposite directions. Matchup favors the Red Blacks.
Yep. I agree,
because Winnipeg can't really throw the ball right now, and that's Ottawa's weakness. And Winnipeg can't stop the pass, and Ottawa's got a strength at the passing game.
Yeah,
Drew Brown and Justin Hardy and Eugene Lewis.
The only caveat I bring here is this will be their 9th game, Winnipeg, so they'll come to the halfway mark. Last year, they've already surpassed last year's win totals at this point in time. Last year, they were 3-6 going into week 11. This year, 4-4. Will the West let them hang around as much this year? Probably not. But they did find their rhythm around this time last year, where they started winning game after game after game. I do think there's a bit of a difference this year. The team is a little weaker, obviously losing guys like Ford, Lawler. You kind of lost some key guys there. Big Hill going, retiring. You didn't even want to bring back your long snapper who's been with your team for
they cut their long snapper
time.
Canadian long snapper too. Like what? Like he's the reason?
Sounds so weird. What they're doing. So there's a lot of questions there, and I think they're over relying a lot on Brady and Zach to perform, and it's just not up to snuff. And there's maybe a little bit of pressure. Hey, you're hosting the Grey Cup. You better be in the final. I don't know. Maybe they're just also coasting to go. Maybe we just need to finish 3rd in the West. Or at this point, get the crossover. So if they're thinking crossover or 3rd in the West, well, then you better win this game. Because you're going to need to keep pressure on Ottawa.
Well, maybe they're just, I think they came out with a strong start against Calgary. I would have, when they blew it. So, it's not, they should be, motivated here. But listen, like Calgary had 8.9 yards per play last week. Like, that's a problem. And then Winnipeg is dead last on yards per play on defense. They allow 7.2 yards per play. This defense is awful. It's really awful.
Bad. They're really bad.
It's terrible. Last year, what happened when they turned around? They shut out the Lions at home as underdogs. This isn't that spot. They're big favorites against a team that's feisty right now.
Yeah. They only practiced twice this week, too.
Yeah.
Ottawa's practiced 3 days.
Short weeks for both teams, but obviously Ottawa played at 3, so they have extra 5 hours or whatever of rest, 4 hour. I know, but it makes a difference.
It does actually, because you're only allowed 4 hours. You're only allowed 4 hours.
Winnipeg. I always travel to Winnipeg. It's not the longest flight in the world.
No. They probably flew over like Monday morning too.
No, I think they fly because they don't stay in hotels. I think they fly over game days.
Oh, yeah. You think so? You think they just
I don't think
Calgary was in a hotel the other day. Oh, maybe that was because of the smoke. Maybe it was because of the smoke.
Oh, smoke. Yeah, it could be that. Yeah, smoke could be a factor here. Man, this is too many points. Like, come on. This team's reeling right now, and one team is finding themselves. Yeah. One team. I don't know. I trust Bob Dice right now over O'Shea. I don't know what he's doing.
The Bob Dice Appreciation Society continues this week.
Exactly. We're gonna do it, and they got those. And I would not be shocked if Ottawa scored score special teams again. The special teams has been much.
I like them. I like it. Yeah, I think their team is very, very bang on. I mean, I can tell you, I watched Drew Brown in his element. If he needed a key pass and a key catch, it was there. It was either Addison, it was either Hardy, it was either Lewis. They were always ready for him. Always, all 3. And all he had to do was scan 1, 2, 3 and find which one was best suited. It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
It was ridiculous how easy it was for him to just move the ball against the Argos. Let's talk about the Argos.
This should be easier. The Argos defense is okay. The Bombers defense is bad. The Bombers defense, so you're letting 7.2 years play. You're last in CFL. That means you're worse than the Elks.
Yes. If there's a parallel team, I would.
Cats, NBC.
You're letting in a lot. Yeah, or you're letting people move the ball on you at least. Yeah, if there's parallels, I mean, the Argos and Bombers right now are a very good parallel in the CFL. Well, both teams can win games. Argos have won some games. Argos have been close in games. They just can't seem to finish. But in terms of having the similar kind of, they both lost key guys in the offseason. Obviously, it makes sense. You want to take the best of the best. Here are your two Grey Cup contenders. Take privilege, take what you can. But yeah, while the Bombers have been able to kind of get 4 wins, let's be honest. One is against the Argos, and the Argos took a win from them too. And the Argos only have 2. And then you have one against the Elks, and you have 2 against BC. You're pretty much early season BC when they were trying to figure out their offensive line too.
Also, that BC has a beat. BC or Winnipeg owns the Lions.
Yeah.
I mean, they win 1 or 2 here or there, but it's been domination.
Yeah. So I'm on board. I love the Ottawa stuff. I also bet the 6-5 early in the week when it was available, because I looked at that and I was like, how do you not lay 6.5 against the Bombers right now? It doesn't matter what team. Even if it was the Elks, I'd take the 6.5.
I don't know if I do it for the Argos, but
no.
For Montreal with.
Oh no, I wouldn't do Montreal actually. Right now, no. But let's talk about this Toronto Edmonton game, because this opened up a pick'em, and the news, at least the start of this morning, was it might not be. There might be no Coxie. There might be no Chatfield. There might be no Cameron Judge. They're all now available. Coxie's questionable, but it seems like
questionable.
But he probably jumps in.
They're not getting Ryan Hunter back.
No, and Ryan Hunter is still out. Yes, which is still a key element. But they did get rid of some dead weight, and they had Dinwiddie do another. I'm gonna yell at you. I'm gonna call you slob. I'm gonna call you a dick. I'm gonna call you lazy. I'm gonna call you all these things. This time, unlike the first time he called these guys out, this one didn't sound right. This one didn't sit right. Yeah, okay. I think he doesn't like getting his pants caught down. You're up 22-1, and then you lose a game at home. It's pretty embarrassing for a coach to take that L. But you don't. Was your defense caught lacking? Yeah, but so was Drew Brown freaking playing the game of his life at this point. We still lost by 4 points. Your offense still did everything they needed to. But the special teams is just horrid this season. Horrid for this Argos team. And here we go, Edmonton, kind of not too bad on the special teams themselves.
Oh, they're elite. They are elite. Edmonton is the best special teams in the league.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. The plays they made against Montreal took advantage of special teams mismatch. I said it last week. I said, the Elks are, one of the things is the special teams is way better than Montreal's without Letcher's out, obviously, but the guy who was backing up was no good. Outside of the kicker, of course, Maltos Diaz is a better kicker, but the return game, the punt game,
everything,
the kickoff game, it's all. Edmonton has been absolutely excellent the last few weeks. And now you have the team who's been absolutely atrocious that they're playing.
Yeah.
The defense has been better the last couple of weeks too. Okay, it took a gifted pick six and from the complaint department and a second half comeback to eke a 1 point win over Montreal. It's not exactly the most
convincing
story win. It's the Elks. So they take the wins any way they can get them. I'll take the win. We have the Elks.
Yeah.
Plus 2.5. Cody Grace is hurt. Everybody else is healthy. They signed a new punter. Hopefully he's fine. Keanu Julian Grant redeemed himself after dropping the touchdown against Hamilton.
Yeah, he did.
And, they're moving in the right direction. This Elks team looks to be moving pretty well. As you said, Dinwiddie called out the Argos again, as he should have. The offensive line is still poo. Coxie is hurt. They're bad. They're not good. They didn't run the ball enough.
They don't run the ball. They got rid of LeBron.
And they
LeBron.
with the lead. You're up 22-1. Okay, was it a little fluky? Yes, but you can't. They took their foot off the gas.
It's not fluky.
They look good.
It's first quarter Dinwiddie. First quarter Dinwiddie.
They had the highlight plays with the hurdle and the defensive score. They thought that was enough. They thought Ottawa was going to go away lying down. Ottawa was going to go away. Okay. No. You went away. That's what happened. You disappeared.
Late game.
Yeah. Why I haven't bet it because it's I don't want to lay 3 points at the Elks. But I mean, my goodness,
a lot of points.
How do the Argos win this game?
Edmonton Elks. Edmonton gives them the game, but right now, the Argos. What was the reason we bet Ottawa last week? We bet on the Argos fucking up, and they did.
Yeah, they did. I mean, Ottawa's a better team too, but
what's not to say that Argos won't fuck up again? I don't know if they win this game. I think they are legitimately the worst team in the league.
I mean, you 3-point dogs, the Edmonton Elks. That's not a good
You're the worst team in the league.
It was 1.5 earlier. I thought about it. I'm like, well, maybe I said, this is maybe a spot where they come back. But then I heard Dinwiddie yell at them. I don't know if they respond this time. I smell quit in this team. You saw it a little bit on the field last week. It was a little bit.
Players were
more complacency though, right? But he's calling. This is the second time now. You know what I mean? I don't. The first time they responded, they got the win.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It doesn't help that their QB that's hurt is that going out there and saying, in the NFL or something, I don't think this team has. Does this team do something where they maybe trade for the rights of Curtis Rourke out of Saskatchewan? Try Tucker Horn. For the rest
I don't
of the
know.
year?
I don't know what this.
I
think they should. I don't know. I smell they're gonna pack it in, and this Kelly nonsense that I saw today is.
He ain't playing this season.
He wants to be an NFL quarterback. Good for him. You're not an NFL quarterback right now. You're not even the best quarterback in the CFL. Maybe you were 2 years ago, but you're not right now. You can't get on the field. I don't know what's going on. If it's the muscle, if it's his ingrown toenail, if I don't know. He's playing Call of Duty. I don't know what's going on with that clown right now, but. I've had enough of the Chad Kelly nonsense. I hope he gets healthy and all that. But I mean, I just, there's too much drama around this guy. Dinwiddie, I don't know. I mean, yes, he could cook here, but if Coxie doesn't play, yes, they have these Herslows who's flashy, and Daniels is going to play, and.
Yeah,
Vital, and they have receiver sets, and they could score here. They could come out here and win this game.
That's the one thing the Argos can do. They can score. They just can't defend leads, and they can't defend. They can't not get scored on. I think what was the lowest score on them this season? 20.
Yeah, they've been getting smoked.
46 on them, 40 on them.
So I was thinking. Believe it or not, now I'm not going to do it, but I was thinking about because I saw the Argos tracker, but I was thinking about betting this under because I'm like, well, Edmonton's been playing better defense the last few weeks. I I know, okay, last week was against, the complaint department and Caleb Evans. But, I mean, they were pretty good against Hamilton. They were pretty good against Saskatchewan. Like, they held them to 21 points. My gut says Toronto's quitting this week. Like, I think the season's done. This smells like quit to me. Like, you just lost to the Ottawa Redblacks. You're in last place. Your quarterback's on with the NFL. Your coach is calling you out now publicly for the second time. I don't know if they play for him this week. Coxie's maybe not playing. That's been their heart and soul all year. Arbuckle's great. He's going to go out there and try. The O-line is garbage. I know. McManus and McFadden and those guys. I'm worried. They show up on defense, but again, you have the special teams mismatch, and I feel like it's going to take one. Maybe they won't. Maybe they come out. And they start okay, but I feel like if there's that special teams gaffe, and we know Edmonton has been taking advantage of these for 2-3 weeks, the shit's going to hit the fan here. So I'm betting Edmonton -3. I don't want to lay some points with the Argos. I can't put the Argos. Absolutely no fucking way with the Argos right now after last week. This is the Elks.
And they're at home.
They're at home. And, maybe this is Ottawa. I know I don't see it, what I'm seeing with Ottawa with the Elks, but, maybe. I mean, they're improving.
There's too many holes. There's too many holes. Argos can score, that's it.
The fact that the Elks are -175 in the money line tells me that shit is going to hit the fan here at Edmonton. The market's buying in, and maybe maybe it is get on the train. I would have liked this a little better if Judge and Daniels were out, but if Coxie doesn't play, I mean, this is.
They might even drop. This line might continue to move up until Friday.
I thought it was going to get to 3.5. I mean, it's been all Elks money, and I'm not one. I'm one who was standing in front. But the more I looked at the Argos, the more it's like, no, this is trouble. This is trouble, and the season for the Argos might end Friday night in Edmonton.
I think,
and I will be celebrating another Argos loss. Go Elks!
Yes. Well, let's jump to your team here, Hamilton. Battles of the first places of both the East and the West. Hamilton going into a bye week, coming off a overtime loss against BC. But damn, are they banged up on this injury report list right now? Peter's out. No, he's not confirmed out, but at least hasn't practiced yet. Panabaker hasn't practiced. Katsantonis hasn't practiced. Who else? The list goes on and on.
The long snapper.
The long snapper hasn't practiced. Is he out, or is he just hasn't practiced?
I don't think he's playing. I think he got hurt in the last game.
He did. That's right. They had some kicking issues last. Because what was it? Bo holding it? Maybe I think Bo did. Did Bo hold it? Was it Bo held it for 2 kicks?
Maybe Bo did hold it. Yeah.
And even Leggio
didn't. They didn't want to give it to Powell.
Yeah, or was Constatunis was also kicking a field goal at some point. Your punter was kicking your field goal.
Like returner, you still have Tim White, but you don't want him to return because he's year 2. I know Lawler is the splashy guy. But you need Tim White to stir the drink, because when Tim White's on the field, that means you can't put 3 guys on Lawler because Tim White's open.
Because then Tim White's open.
But this cluster injuries at defensive back, cluster injuries on special teams, and there's even cluster injuries at running back. Johnny Augustine and Litre are both out. They signed Kevin Brown off the. That's good, but Bell hasn't been that good. I think Augustine and Litre as the tandem have been better than Greg Bell.
Did they give up on Butler too soon?
Butler was
Butler just never wanted. That didn't jive with Hamilton.
So the Ticats offensive system is weird. Okay, it favors these no-name backs. I think It favors your Johnny Augustines, your Litres, your like
guys who aren't running down
like, you're not going to get those big runs Butler has in BC. Like Ticats aren't trying to get 8 yards a clip. Ticats are trying to get 4 or 5 yards and set up a passing play, right?
Yeah,
that's kind of their offense. And then at the 1, they put in this big Litre guy who, but even then, like they've been stuffed. Their run game isn't great. Okay, it's not. Yeah. It's nothing special, but they run enough to keep you honest. I just. Bell has like he doesn't have like the read of Augustine. He doesn't have the size of Litre, and it seems not that good. But yeah, this massive Shea Geek Alexander was in the building on Thursday. Meanwhile, Saskatchewan's healthy, coming off the bye. Last seen, being the piss at McLeod Bethel Thompson and the Alouettes. Eventually him getting benched in the next game. They're the best team in the CFL at home. Hamilton stinks in Saskatchewan. This line should be bigger. I'm where the Ticats at, but I bet the Riders -3. This is all like the Ticats don't have defensive backs. Bo is going to go out there though, and he's going to try because this guy's on a mission. He's playing out of his mind. So I'm also on the over 53.5 because I think that the Ticats going to score. They have no choice. They can't cover anybody. Saskatchewan's going to get theirs, but the problem is Saskatchewan has a defense, and eventually the Chickens are going to come to roost, and Saskatchewan's going to take the lead. And like you can see, maybe the gets into special teams play, but Wooden's out, the long snapper's out, so it's trouble everywhere.
Yeah, it's not looking great
everywhere for Hamilton. This line is short. And I think Sports Interactions, the only spot with a 3, you have to lay a little bit of juice, but get that 3. Get that this is the Ticats could be in this to the very end, and you could push on a 3.
They won't give up, but they have room to lose this game. The Ticats have room to lose, to get a little bit healthier going into the bye. But don't get me wrong. Unlike other teams that have faced Saskatchewan, where they kind of try to peter back in the third, fourth quarter, and Saskatchewan can just weather the storm, this game won't be one where if Saskatchewan's up big come second quarter, or the start of the second half, you can't discount Hamilton being able to just produce 20 points in one quarter because they can.
I don't know about this. Maybe if Saskatchewan goes back into their soft zone, which they might, which is why I like the over, because I feel like Saskatchewan's going to take a big lead here.
Then Corey Mace against Hamilton has been
going way over the total.
Corey Mace knows Hamilton a bit.
We stink. I can't remember the last time we won a game in Saskatchewan. I think maybe we would have won against like a Dolagala or one of those backup games. But outside, when they've had a real quarterback, when they've had the Dolagala, boy. What's the Dolagala touchdown? You might get a short yardage run.
You might have. You might have.
It's probably Juice because he's the short yardage. Usually that's the
cheapest. Yeah, because Litre's not in, so
Litre's not in, so it's gonna be Dolagala. Litre's not playing. I don't think.
Run it in,
Hamilton, Montreal isn't putting any pressure on Hamilton right now, right? With whoever they're starting at quarterback this week. So I think Hamilton licks their wounds here, takes a beating, goes into the bye, gets healthy, and resumes. They're like, okay, whatever. We lost a couple here. It was a tough stretch. Let's get healthy. Let's go into the bye, and let's
10-4.
We'll come
is the record since 2017. 10-4. Saskatchewan is up.
Yeah, but in Saskatchewan, we're awful.
In Saskatchewan, let me tell you what it is. The last time you won in Saskatchewan, we'd have to go back. 2023.
So that was like a Dolagala game or something.
Yeah.
It was a backup game,
and that was the only win you've had since 2017.
Yeah. So we won, it was Zach Doan or
it was near the end of the season. Yeah.
It was one of the backups.
It was
wasn't
Mitchell
Harris.
versus Dolagala. Hey, Dolagala had 309 yards that game. Okay, he had 5 touchdowns. No
Wow.
turnovers, not touchdowns.
Oh, 5 turnovers. Yeah, that's why we beat them. Yeah, exactly. It took Dolagala giving us the ball 17 times.
Yeah,
no, Saskatchewan's winning this game. This line is short.
I agree.
It should be 5, 5,
I
6.
agree. This is.
If it was 7,
I mean,
I'd have to think about it.
yeah.
7's where maybe you consider Ticats backdooring, but at 3, it's too cheap. Saskatchewan should win, and the over's too low. The Ticats don't have any defensive backs, and we know the Ticats offense is probably going to work a little bit, right?
Yeah.
If you can get, I don't think it's like holding the Ticats under 20, that would be very, very impressive. But if Saskatchewan did that, maybe they scored 40. You know what I mean? And you get 40 to 14, you over this total.
Yeah.
Full unit on both. Saskatchewan -3, -120, and over 53.5. I think you get. I think you get -105 on that. I shop around on the over.
Let's shop on. All right, let's jump to this game here: Montreal versus BC in BC. Tale of two teams again. This Montreal team. What can I say? You're nothing without Davis Alexander. Like almost nothing. Your defense is great. Your defense is still solid, but aside from that, you cannot generate with all the weapons they have. They just don't have a QB that can utilize these guys. Now we have Evans starting this game. Evans is starting. Morgan is backing up. They just signed Dukes. They pretty much punted Bethel Thompson to the 6-game IL, effectively saying, "Listen, we're paying you out the rest of the season. Just get out of here." My God,
I'm shocked. But how about the Thompson wasn't any good in 2025? Who knew?
And him having weird post-game comments about TSN panel asking them to find his flaws. I don't know. This guy's a little delusional. He did nothing last week. He got benched for Evans. He got benched for Evans. And then even then, they did nothing with Evans. So I don't know how this team is expected to generate offense. I still think the line is a little large. But again, it's like this is obviously a number towards Evans. This is not technically your second backup. It's your third backup starting your game on paper anyway. Against Nathan Rourke, who's been dropping 400s pretty consistently this season. What's your take on this one? Is this just a beatdown game that's going to happen on Saturday night?
Yeah, don't think too hard about BC. Montreal's awful. I bet BC. I got 4.5. This line to 2 points. Yeah. Doesn't matter. The BC is 8-2 straight up and against the spread. The last 10 against Montreal. They own Montreal. Montreal's in a world of trouble. Okay, they still have a defense. But who's their starting quarterback? Caleb Evans, Cameron Dukes off the couch. I mean, they got all the talent around these guys. We have the offensive lines iffy, but other than that, you have they didn't even practice today.
They didn't practice Tuesday or Wednesday.
They're on a short week. Yeah,
they're practicing Friday. They're practicing tomorrow.
BC needs this win. Like
they do. They gotta hold down. They gotta stay ahead of Winnipeg, right?
BC's got 9-day rest.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't have the tiebreak against Winnipeg. They're 4-4 as well, or are they 3-5?
They're 4-5.
4-5. Okay, so they win this game. When Winnipeg loses, they'll be in third.
Well, technically, Winnipeg will be in third.
Yeah, I'm not sold on BC being world beaters. I mean, they allowed the Ticats who were like injured and tired to come back and tie it up. But I mean, Montreal can't do that. They don't have the offense. They just don't. I mean,
how long is Davis out for? Is he gone for that long? He looks like he can walk. I don't know.
Yeah, but why would maybe next week you bring him back? You cannot bring him back here. I mean, maybe they bring. I'd be shocked. do they get risky and bring him out here? I mean, then maybe I'm in
Winnipeg?
trouble. But I don't know. I mean, the thing is, they put Winnipeg at home next week. But like they said they're gonna, like, I was reading the Montreal because they said they're gonna take extra care, make sure he's healthy. They had a pretty healthy
He's
lead.
long term, right? So
Yeah, so yeah, you have 2 games against Ottawa late if your playoff thing gets,
that's
the
right. At
Argos
this
are
point, it's just holding second place, right? Get your semi.
Yeah, just hold second, even if you drop to third, you can come back and sweep the Red Blacks at the end of the season.
Yeah.
You still have a game against Hamilton in September coming up. So, your important games are coming up later on. You got to make sure Davis is healthy for those. BC's owned your ass for a while now, so who cares if you lose to them again in a non-conference game?
Yeah.
You obviously they're not going to quit, but I mean, this smells like beatdown city. Lay it with BC. Don't think too hard. Sometimes it's just
better to just take the
everything here says BC is going to win. And BC's and okay, it's a premium now at 6.5. I had 2 units question mark written down, and it's 4.5. I said, like, this looks like absolutely like dominating spot.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm 6.5, maybe not, but I mean, like, you still only have to win by a touchdown against a team who just lost to the Elks, who got killed by Saskatchewan 2 weeks ago. You know what I mean? Like, maybe is Evans an upgrade? The line says he's 2 points worse than McLeod. Yeah, so that's not good. I've seen Evans play; he's okay, but I'm like, I don't know if they're not able to push the ball on the field. Like, you can score on BC, but if BC knows you can't push the ball down the field and they stack the box, like, what are you gonna do? Like,
not much.
And Rourke is, they're cooking. They can make a run here. I still not sold on them being, anything special.
I don't think they're a contender. I don't think they're a contender. They're playoff.
Not yet, but this is an easy, like, this looks like
I think you only have really 3 teams that are contenders so far right now, and that's Calgary, Saskatchewan, and Hamilton. I think everyone else.
Montreal will be a contender if Davis.
If healthy, yes, Montreal.
Yeah. Right. Montreal is a very good team when they're healthy, but they're not right now. They have quarterback problems. They had a long list of injuries last week. Who knows? We haven't seen the injury report. They didn't practice today. But like the line tells you, with McLeod, I don't know. I mean, was MBT be better? I don't know. Maybe he was a stick in the pocket. Evans can move around a little bit, but he doesn't have the accuracy or the arm that McLeod does. So
yeah, I mean, I still find it funny that you haven't practiced and you just named your QB1 for this game. Again, here's another situation. Why did you just not? I don't
like their Jason Moss. Like I said, when it was working well. When it's not working well for Jason Moss, it can turn into a dumpster fire pretty quickly here. Yeah. So yeah, BC -6.5. Don't think too hard. Just look at what's going on in Montreal. Look at what BC's done to them recently, and BC's home record is decent. Like they're not world, but they just beat the Ticats. I don't know. Granted, it was an awful spot, but I mean, Montreal played the Ticats on Thursday. They would have lost by 14 or something probably. So
no, for sure. I wanted to show you the latest Grey Cup odds. So if you'll entertain me here,
Saskatchewan favored.
They are one of the top guys. Let me just add this file here to the top. Where are you? Grey Cup odds. Here you are. Boom. So this is the latest Grey Cup odds. The Lions have a decent number, but you were able to snag the best number, I think. When you
I have the top 2 teams.
Exactly. We have the top 2 here.
I'm worried a little bit about that third team, and the fourth team is with Davis good too. But right now, they got to go to they got to pass them in the standings to get home. Ticats haven't lost a home playoff game, and outside of the Grey Cup, and I don't know who last time lost a home playoff game that wasn't the Grey Cup. And that game went to overtime.
Yes,
and there was some shenanigans with the knee, and Saskatchewan at home. I don't know the last time they lost a home playoff game either. So I mean, this is
could easily be Yeah, that could probably be your Grey Cup matchup right now. That you're looking at 1 and 2. We might get a preview.
Yeah, I
of
mean
it this
Calgary,
week.
Calgary against Saskatchewan. Calgary plays well in Regina, so that would be
Calgary
the
could
team that I'm
surprise.
worried about. I'm
Calgary could
at
surprise.
400. There's no value there.
No.
Yeah, not the way Saskatchewan. Saskatchewan has them next week.
Yeah.
And
What-
Saskatchewan wins that game. It's
Yeah.
they pretty much got the one.
This-
if I was gonna bet, it'd be Ottawa plus 4,000. That's the only thing I would bet.
Oh, to go for a little run. Yeah. The reason I brought up the graphic is I just wanted to reiterate that I honestly think right now it's a 3-team, maybe 4-team race for this Grey Cup. If Montreal gets healthy, they're definitely in it. So I do think the odds have it right that the Grey Cup will be decided based on these 4 teams. So if you are holding on to any of these futures, you should be laughing pretty, sitting nicely. If you got early Saskatchewan money, great. If you got the Ticats money 4 weeks ago, even better. If you had Montreal money early on, well, now you can double down if you think they still got a chance. And the Calgary numbers, if you happen to
No,
if you threw a dart at Calgary early game,
Oh yeah, if you got the early Calgary number, good for you.
yeah,
Don't bet Montreal now.
no,
Don't bet Montreal right now because they're probably going to lose their next 2 games.
yeah.
So they're probably going to lose this week. They're 6.5-point dogs. Wait, the number's going to get bigger. Unless you think they're going to win this week, then okay, go ahead and take your plus. But I would at that point just bet them to win this week. It's probably a better bet. I wouldn't bet Montreal. I would not bet Montreal right now. That number is only going to go up. And I might add some Ottawa. I don't know.
Yeah, but there is something.
I also have Edmonton. I have a little bit of Edmonton. That's not
You do have a little, yeah.
It was more just in case, because I'm like, oh, if all this works out, but none of it's worked out.
Yeah, I'm looking at, yeah, I'm looking at some of our future bets. If Calgary wins this week, no, they're not playing actually this week. They're on the bye. But if they win one more, we lose that. We lose that future. We bet that.
Oh, that's dead. It's in the water. The Montreal under is not dead though. That is reared its head. It is alive.
Yeah.
And well, the Edmonton Calgary head to head is still live. It's not looking great, but that's still a month away. Who knows what's going to happen?
Yeah.
Calgary's one injury away from being awful.
And the BC win total is 9.5, and they're on pace for 9-9.
Yeah, what did we say? We said they're probably gonna win 9 games.
There you go.
With plus money in the under. I said, yeah.
Right.
So Montreal under is live.
That one's live.
The Saskatchewan Grey Cup is obviously live. The Edmonton, they're not looking great, but they haven't played Calgary yet.
The AJ Ouellette rushing yards seems a little live right now.
I think he's gonna get there, but we'll see. He's been stuffed. He's been stuffed the last few weeks. He was good early. They probably don't see. The thing is, he wants 1,000, so I'm worried if they play him week 21. Yeah,
and he just gets.
That's the only thing I'd be worried about. But I don't know. I mean, Mace might just sit him down.
He's at 564 at the halfway mark for them.
Yeah, so he's on pace for 11.
Yeah, he's on pace for 11.
We'll see. I don't know if they're going to run too much of the Ticats when they have no defensive backs, but we'll see.
Yeah. One guy I wasn't expecting to have a big comeback here was going to be Butler, and he's been fantastic. He cooked Hamilton last week, that's for sure.
I was looking at a future this week.
Okay.
It's a long shot.
Is it an MOP?
Yeah.
You taking Butler?
No, I was looking at Drew Brown.
I like Drew Brown. I like him, dude. I
was looking.
I don't hate it. I don't hate it.
Bo might be too far ahead though. It's his legacy year. I'm a little like they don't.
Drew Brown's averaging more. Okay, so I see it this way. Nathan Rourke won MOP that one year. Did he win? No, he won MOC. He didn't win MOP, did he?
I think Kalaros won.
It was Kalaros, yeah. Bo was on pace to win it. Then he got hurt.
Yeah.
But like Drew Brown has really effectively played 5 games for Ottawa, maybe 4.
Yeah. But
And
if
this
he's gonna
guy,
play like this, like he's gonna be in the conversation, and the number's like plus
he has to be.
5,000.
He has to be. How can he not be? I mean, this guy,
But it's, the
what
thing
is
is,
easy as that
if he
month.
carries Ottawa to the playoffs here, even if they don't get the 1 seed, if they can get the 2 seed and host a
Yeah,
playoff game, it's they might still just give it to Bo though.
just
The
because
way
they didn't give
Bo's
it to him
playing.
they didn't give it to him last year, so give it to him this year.
But
I mean, he
these
passed accolades, right? Top 10.
yeah. The thing is, so these Ticats injuries have me concerned that like this East is now up for grabs, and the Red
Yeah,
Blacks
well,
are
he's
coming.
yeah, it's true. It's true. I don't think the Red Blacks catch the 1 seed. I do think they could
They're
catch
effectively 4
Montreal.
games back. So
Yeah,
yeah, they're effectively 4 games back. So and Hamilton, they still play the Elks, Toronto a few times. So
Hamilton gets 2 free wins against the Argos, though.
yeah, and it's not free wins, but I'm upset I didn't bet the 3-0. I forgot to do it.
No, you did, didn't you? We bet the sweep.
I gave it out of the show and I forgot to bet it.
Oh, you didn't bet it. I bet it.
Yeah, I forgot.
Yeah, I have it here. It
I have
was
to check all my books, but
yeah.
I forgot to bet it. But yeah, Hamilton's got too many games against the Argos left.
What do you think?
But
What do
they
you
play
think that
Mon-
line's gonna open up Labor Day? Because they got to go on the bye, right? And then they face.
Oh, it's off
Toronto.
the bye. They're gonna be. They'll probably be 7.
And
might-
that's
they
after
might be-
Toronto
they might be
plays
8.
Rourke at home. They might be 7. They might be 10, man.
No, I don't know about 10, 7.5, 8.
Bro. We'll see. Well, it depends how
The Labor Day.
Yeah,
That's a
it would-
game I could see the Argos showing up for.
It would be the Argos suit. It would be the Argos Grey Cup this year.
Exactly, yeah. So it's like, they haven't won against Hamilton now in over a calendar year. It's 4 in a row.
Yeah. All right. Let's bring up the bets that we made this week because we have to pick a best bet as we near the end of this one. So we have Ottawa plus 5.5, 1 unit there. We have Ottawa money line, third of a unit. Edmonton -3, we're going a unit there. Saskatchewan -3, a unit there. The over as well in that game, 53.5. We're hitting that with a unit, and then the BC -6.5, a unit. But we don't discourage you to double down if you think you really like that game because it could be a 2-unit play.
Yeah, if it was 4, I would put 2 units. But at 6.5, could be a weird backdoor where multiples it's like a booming kick, or there's a fumble, or
the Owls win on the last.
The Owls special teams has been garbage, so
yeah. Well, Maltos can
I'm
still
pretty
drop them, right?
confident
That's it.
I'm also
So
betting the Ottawa team total over 24.5.
Oh, that's
plus
right.
100.
Let me add that one in there.
Yeah, plus I found 24.5. I might wait right now. That's the number. I might wait for more books to put that out. That game's tomorrow, so it'll probably be out tomorrow morning. So
It was at 24.
I might wait till the morning to bet it.
Yeah.
24.5 official, even money. But I'm gonna see if I can get like a 24 or maybe I can get 23.5 with less, not too much juice. But I'll play 24.5 even. That's fine.
All right.
Yeah, the defense is good.
Yeah, they're not. Okay. So, what's your best bet on this show, Pieguy? What are you thinking? Are you leaning the BC and not thinking about it? And that's it.
No, it's Saskatchewan or Ottawa.
Back-to-back Ottawa best bets.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I feel like Saskatchewan's a good bet too. But Hamilton's got a little more of a pulse. Ottawa's worse though. Like Saskatchewan's a good team bye. But we've seen Saskatchewan kind of shit the bed after the bye a few times. So
They just slow it down. That's my
yeah.
concern. If
Okay.
they're up,
Ottawa plus 5.5.
I like
Winnipeg's
that.
Winnipeg's not winning by 6. Come on. This defense is gonna hold the lead. Yeah,
we're gonna ride Bob Dice, okay?
Baby. Bob Dice.
Oh, Bob Dice, baby.
He's right. Bob Dice riding on.
Right.
Come on, Bob. We were hard on you early, but now it's like okay. The injuries are
Now there's
done.
something.
Yeah, the team likes them, and Ottawa plus. We'll go back to the well. Why not? Because I remember a few weeks ago I said, I don't want to go back to the well with Hamilton. It was clearly should have been the best bet. So Ottawa.
I am concerned.
This is the right opponent too.
Yeah, I think if Winnipeg, and not to say I like to look aheads and stuff, because right now Winnipeg is 4.5 favorites in Montreal in a week from now.
Yeah.
But if Winnipeg loses this game in front of another sold out crowd, they're doing the whiteout this weekend or tomorrow. There might be this might be a fan base that, despite their record being better than last year's at this point in time, might be more upset and not as confident in this team to turn it around. People are calling for Collaros to step down, play a different quarterback, look at picking up another quarterback. Who knows? Maybe they do a trade. They get our boy Ford.
I don't know if that's going to help. It's a start. I think that Winnipeg's been to 5 straight Grey Cups, and it's time to pay the piper here. Yeah, it's time. They might make the playoffs. I don't even know about that.
I mean, listen, I think the Argos are in the same boat, right? 2 cups in the last 3 years. I think this team is also.
The Argos have just, I don't know. There's something.
To be fair, the
Argos have like a. Argos feel like a toxic locker. Like they feel like the whole thing is toxic. Where Winnipeg's just like, the guys are getting old, and they're getting complacent. Like it's a little bit of complacency. Like remember we heard. They were complacent to start last season, remember? We were talking about the quotes from Collaros, and I didn't like them. I said, this is a bet against quotes. But I trust them because they're Winnipeg. But we saw this last year where they pulled the same crap. And the complacency, I think, is starting to get to them. And this Ottawa team, they ain't placed anything. They've been dog shit for years. And they're going to fight to get, they Drew Brown, Bob Dice, and Darius Pickett are good leadership on a team.
Yeah.
There's none of that in Toronto. You have an idiot who's talking about the NFL. You have a coach who, he's trying to get his guys to play, but he keeps calling them shit. And at some point, they're going to quit on him. Yeah. And, you have McManus, who's a good leader, I'm sure. But outside of that, it's not the best. And Winnipeg, it's just they've been good for so long. Eventually,
they just have to take their dues. You got rookie guys in positions and coaching positions, and you have to take the licks. And this is one of those seasons where you just take the licks. It just sucks that they're, I do think the added pressure of hosting the Grey Cup has some impact on this Winnipeg team because there's an expectation, mainly from the fans. When you sell out your stadium every game so far this season, listen, you're gonna hear a lot of boos if you're not winning this game.
Well, the one thing is that the Bombers have played the Stamps 3 times. They've lost all 3, but they haven't played Saskatchewan yet.
No,
right? I think that when do they play Saskatchewan? They don't play till Labor Day. Yeah, Sunday, August 31st. That game in Saskatchewan. That's going to be the bellwether game for is Winnipeg still a contender?
Yeah.
Or are they done? You know what I mean? Like that's going to be the game. That game, those 2 games against Saskatchewan, Labor Day and then the Banjo Bowl. If they get smoked in both of them, which is possible, right? They don't have to win both. They have to be competitive.
Yeah, be close.
split. You know what I mean? Or even if you go 2, but you're close. You know what I mean? And maybe BC just falls off a cliff and you just make the playoffs by default. As long as you got to keep it close here because they kept it close to Calgary last week.
Yeah.
Yeah, this ain't.
They don't have an easy schedule, man. I mean, you got Ottawa this week, who's on a 2-gamer and feeling super, super good, and you sneak one against Montreal while they still are figuring things out.
Oh God, they still have the Ticats twice,
and Ottawa in between in Ottawa.
And 3 games against the Riders. And then Montreal, the 1 game at Edmonton, but Edmonton late in the season,
Yeah, it's not looking great. It's a rough schedule.
If you find a book that you can bet Winnipeg to miss the playoffs, it's not the worst bet. I don't know if I can find it. I doubt it.
No.
If this was the NFL, I'd be betting Winnipeg to miss the playoffs. Speaking of which, tomorrow is Pieguys Pick'em special Thursday edition because Friday night I will be at the Rogers Center watching the Blue Jays. So Thursday, tomorrow, we will be doing the AFC and FC West previews. I think Jeremy's going to be there, but it might be solo. He's having a busy week right now. So, I'm like, nah. So, but I'm pretty sure he's going to be there Monday for the fantasy show Monday, August 18th as well. So we had triple, and then Rants from Rouges next Wednesday, obviously right here, and then next Friday will be the South with you.
Yes.
So lots of shows coming up over the next 2 weeks. So I'm going to be very busy, but it's it's a slower time of the year, mid-August.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's the beauty of these shows. I tuned in last week. I liked your take on a couple of teams. I side with your Cowboys take. I side with it, man. I think it's pretty.
Oh, it looks like the Argos.
Yeah.
It looks like disaster. Yeah. But there's good players there, so
it's you have talent and then you have mismanagement. So we'll see how they work out that whole thing.
The Cowboys are front runners, big front runner. If things are going well, they can go. They can be the best team in the league, and when things are going poorly, they can be the worst team. They're very good front runners. Very bad. They're not the Red Blacks. They don't. When things go bad, things go poorly. They kind of remind me about the Argos. Yeah, they have offensive line concerns. They have comparison.
Yeah. All right. Well, with that, man, we'll see you on YouTube again tomorrow with your preview show. If you guys are betting with us again, last week we went pretty well. This week we're hoping to do the same thing. Let us know if you're following along. We'll post on our socials our bets for the week. We'll post we post after every show. Catch the replay. Bet as soon as you can. These numbers are as live as they can be when we're doing these shows. They do change, and it's a good way for you to also track if lines have moved over the course of the CFL week. Until then, have a great night. Enjoy.
Yeah. Don't wait to bet BC or Saskatchewan. Those are going to be
4s and it's crossing 7.
we're
yeah. All right, guys. Till next week.